So if you're a professional working in Canada with your sights set on permanent residence, listen up. In February 2026, the entire game for Express Entry completely changed. This explainer is for you. We're going to break down exactly what this massive policy shift means for your future. To really get what's happening, we're looking at this through the lens of our source, the Black Bear Canadian Immigration Consulting. And they have this philosophy that's absolutely spot on. Immigration isn't just about meeting the minimum requirements. Nope. It's all about positioning. And believe me, this new change is a perfect example of that. So here's the big news in a nutshell. Canada is basically rolling out the red carpet for two very, very specific groups of professionals who are already here, already contributing to the economy. The government has really sharpened its focus, and it's targeting who they believe are the key players for Canada's future growth. All right, let's dive into the details of this major shift. Mark this date, February 18th, 2026. This is when Immigration Minister Lina Metlij-Diab made an announcement that didn't just tweak the rules a little bit, no, it completely recalibrated the entire Express Entry system. We're talking a fundamental change in who Canada is looking for. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question, right? Who exactly is getting to jump to the front of the line? Let's break down these two new priority groups right now. If you fall into either of these categories, you're going to want to pay very close attention because your path to PR might have just gotten a whole lot clearer. Okay, first up, senior managers. Think about the real decision makers, the leaders, the C-suite folks who are already in Canada running big operations and making those key strategic calls. This is a huge signal that Canada is serious about keeping its top-tier leadership talent right here. And this is where you need to lean in. Look at these 2021 NOC codes. This isn't just for people in finance or tech. We're talking health, education, construction, trade. It's broad. So take a second, find your industry, and check if your NOC code is on this list. For real, this could be a total game changer for you. So let's talk about the why behind this. Why senior managers? Well, by targeting these folks, Canada's basically choosing people who have a multiplier effect on the economy. You see, they're not just filling one job. They're the ones creating jobs, driving productivity, making huge decisions. It's all about holding on to these proven economic engines. Now for the second priority group, and you'll start to see the bigger picture here. Researchers. And we're talking specifically about those with Canadian experience, the people who are the backbone of the country's innovation and knowledge economy. This move is all about investing in the future. And again, the details matter. The focus here is squarely on university professors, lecturers, and post-secondary research assistants. So if that's your world, if you're part of that academic and research engine in Canada, the government has just sent a very clear message. We want you to stay. And you can see Canada's long-term play here, right? This isn't just about professors. It's about fueling the whole innovation pipeline. By prioritizing researchers, Canada is making a direct bet on its AI development, its tech sector, really its entire future as a global, knowledge-based economy. Okay, let's switch gears for a second because this next part is a huge deal. Beyond those two priority groups, there's another major change that impacts every single person thinking about Express Entry. The government has raised the bar on work experience, and you absolutely have to know about this. So here's the change, side by side. The old rule was 6 months of continuous experience. The new rule, it's now 1 full year. So they've doubled the time. But, and this is a key difference, that 1 year no longer needs to be continuous. So that does give a little more flexibility if you've had gaps in your employment. Just burn this number into your brain. 1 full year. That is now the absolute minimum benchmark for skilled work experience to even get into the Express Entry pool. It's a really clear sign that the government wants people who have a more proven, established track record in the Canadian workforce. And here's the fine print you can't ignore. That 1 year of experience, it has to be from the last 3 years. It's got to be in a skilled job. That's tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. And most importantly, this isn't for some niche program. It applies across the board to all Express Entry streams, no exceptions. So we've covered the what, but now it's time for the why. What is the deep strategy going on here? Well, according to the analysis from the Black Bear, this is a very deliberate move. It's all about redefining who the ideal immigrant is. It's a pivot to a whole new type of candidate. I mean, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? Why this change and why now? And the answer, really, has nothing to do with paperwork. It's about Canada's own economic needs and a strategic choice to bet on immigrants who are already proven contributors. You see, the answer lies in this clear shift in philosophy. Canada is moving away from a system that's just based on points to one that actively hunts for impact. They want economic multipliers, knowledge leaders, institutional anchors, basically people who don't just take a job, but who actually build and strengthen the Canadian economy. And it all boils down to this one powerful idea, which the Black Bear puts perfectly here. Quality, integration, and productivity. Those are the new keywords. The government is basically saying that your long-term strategic value to the country now matters way more than just checking off some eligibility boxes on paper. So, we'll leave you with this thought. Canada has drawn a pretty clear picture of who it wants building its future. The question is no longer simply, are you eligible? The real question you need to ask yourself is, how will I prove that I'm one of them? Because your answer to that is what will shape your future in Canada.